Alright, today's video, man, it's so terrible, to be honest. Like, this is a subject I kinda wish I'd never have to cover because it's just disgusting, okay? I think that this is a kind of topic that, if it never existed, I would be happy. Which is weird, right? Because I'm getting to make free content out of it and everything, but dude, honestly, if it came down to whether or not I could get a video out on this, I would just rather it not exist. Because I'm not sure where society is going, okay? Which I know a lot of people fear that idea, right? Like, oh my god, society around me is changing. I'm not keeping up with it, man. But no, this is one that like I adamantly reject, okay? I refuse to ever say that this is okay. I refuse to accept the notion that this is okay. There's just simply no chance. It's never gonna happen. So, there has been a lot of controversy around this new Netflix movie coming out called Cuties, okay? Now, this movie is supposed to be premiering on Netflix on September the 9th, 2020. It's an hour and a half long. It's a feature film at this point, right? Like, it's got the length, it's got the backing and everything. This is a feature film at this point that Netflix decided to go through with. This is not someone making some random messed up documentary on the internet. This isn't someone filming something for their friends as like a sick and twisted joke. Nothing like that. We are talking about an absolute disgusting display of non-judgment, should I say, from Netflix. Let me go ahead and give you a slight rundown here, and you guys, if you haven't seen this one, you guys are gonna probably cringe when you hear this. Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. Right there, that's enough. Hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions, okay? Let's go ahead and consider some things about this, right? The girl is 11 years old. Why would she ever be part of a twerking dance crew? We all know what that is, okay? We all know what the intention behind that dance is. And it is not something that an 11-year-old child should ever be doing, regardless of the circumstances. I don't care who they're around, I don't care who they're with, I don't care if they're doing it as a joke or because they saw it on TikTok, or what, there's no reason, okay? There is no reason a child should ever be doing that. Might I add, your child should never be doing this in the hopes of joining a twerking dance crew that will probably at some point be dancing for the excitement of, I would say, adult men. And you just gotta love this, man. You know, they have to throw in, like, the defying her family's traditions because, you know, traditionalism is so bad, right? You know, recent years have exposed that people really do reject tradition and embrace modernity, even though I know that's like a meme or whatever. But I think that this is probably an a-okay tradition to hang on to. Hey, let's not let our 11-year-old kids run around twerking and, you know, sexualizing themselves. That's probably a good idea, I think. Considering the fact that, well, let's think about this. How do I say this? They're fucking children, and under no circumstances should they be ever put into a situation like that where it could be compromising. Because let's be honest, man, there are some weirdos out there, right? There are some garbage human beings out there they'll take any opportunity to do some just messed up shit. Now, even worse, this is something I also want to point out here. This is the official rating for this program. This is what the program is rated. It's not even recommended for children. You can't even make that fucking argument. Because you know the maps, they're gonna be out here saying just goofy things. You know, oh, it's a show meant for kids. It's a show that's supposed to encourage children to be themselves. I'm totally not a weirdo, right? Like, don't look at me. I would never do anything like that. It's a children's program. No, it's not. This program is recommended for fucking adults. We're talking about a show in which an 11-year-old becomes quote-unquote fascinated with a twerking dance crew and hoping to join them. That is recommended for adults in the year 2020. Like, what went through anyone's head during this? Any of it. Any of it. I'm not even talking about rating it, scripting it, hiring actors and actresses for it, filming it, editing it, exporting it out of whatever, you know, making the promotional posters and trailers for it, promoting it publicly, getting like board approvals and things like that. What went through anyone's mind when this was being made? Honestly, like there's no chance that these were normal human beings, bro. Because I'm just letting you know now. You put me in that fucking boardroom with those people, and someone brings something like this in, like, yeah, let's launch this in September. I've got something to say. There is zero chance that I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, this is cool, man. This is awesome. We should let this happen. Now, of course, this got like a lot of backlash, right? This got, it's blowing up right now. It was so bad. I've gotten probably 24 requests to make a video on this on Twitter. Dude, it got so bad that my fucking father, who is currently at work, just texted me a little bit ago and asked me if I was gonna make a video on this subject. I gotta say, that I think is pretty rare, right? So, if it's gotten to that point that like my dad is texting me like, hey dude, you making a video on this? I think that's probably when it comes down to the point where it's like, it's definitely a little extreme. But take a look at this, okay? So the executives, they saw the backlash, right? Oh, what do? You know, people don't like the idea of an 11-year-old joining a twerk dance crew, okay? And people who do probably should be investigated and arrested, okay? Anyway, they change the description of this program to try and make it, I guess, more politically correct or something, I'm not sure. 11-year-old Amy starts to rebel against her conservative family's traditions when she becomes fascinated with a free-spirited dance crew. Yeah, you know, that's what's going on here. A free-spirited dance crew. Don't involve any mention of the fact that they're twerking and it's extremely sexually charged. Don't mention any of that, of course. It's a free-spirited dance crew that, you know, they're gonna do, you know, some salsa dancing. Like, come on, man. And you gotta love, it's immediately a conservative family's traditions to not let your 11-year-old child join a twerk dance crew. That is quote-unquote conservative family traditions. Now I gotta say, man, if that is a quote-unquote conservative family tradition, I think I probably gotta agree with the conservatives on that one, okay? And it doesn't even work that way, right? Because, like, it's universal outrage over this show. Republicans, Democrats, it doesn't matter, right? Conservative, liberal, the viewpoint doesn't really seem to matter. Normal people seeing this are pretty fucking mad. They're pretty upset by what they're seeing because it's disgusting. It isn't like liberals are just out here like, oh my god, let them do whatever they want. No. From what I've seen, they're pretty mad too. It's a very clear attempt to try and like shield themselves from responsibility and to try and like kind of mask some of the controversy. It's not gonna work. I'm just letting you guys know. You all need to be in jail. And it turns out that the producer slash director of this program actually has apparently, and this is just rumors that I've seen, has apparently made other content and other projects where young girls are also being sexualized in disturbing manners. This information was at one point available on Wikipedia, but from these screenshots that I've provided appears to now be completely deleted from his Wikipedia, right? And this was within the last 24 hours of such a screenshot, right? So, you know, screenshots, sure, they can be faked or whatever. This isn't 100% convincing proof or whatever, but I mean, I think that it's definitely worth kind of pointing out. Considering that there's timestamps, it can easily be verified by going to the Wikipedia page and whatnot and checking it out, so yeah, apparently people have gone to this guy's page and deleted information that shows he's basically a fucking weirdo. He or she, I don't know. But this person is an oddball who films this kind of stuff all the time, okay? But now that's being covered up in an attempt to shield them from criticism of this film. And on top of that, literally in the words of the producer, Cuties is about hypersexualization of pre-adolescent girls. Whoever put that sentence out and thought that that was like an okay thing to say, and thought that that was like an okay thing they were going to promote. I have no idea, but you gotta be at least a little bit screwed up in the head. And yes, I am kind of worked up about this one, to be honest, because you see how many children, right, suffer from these kinds of crimes. You see how it literally destroys people's lives, right? These kinds of situations. And then you see it try to be normalized. And then you see things like this, where they try to make that okay. And they try to hide what it really is in order to kind of, you know, just make you think maybe it's a little bit more okay than it is. The truth is, over the last few years, people have been trying to normalize this type of shit. People have been trying to make this an acceptable thing. Now, granted, it's mostly weirdos. It's mostly the people guilty of doing this kind of stuff, but I digress, right? People have been trying to make it okay and acceptable to do things like this. And I don't care what anyone says. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. I will never back down from that stance. These people have pulled out all the stops to try and make this okay. Whether they're presenting you media like this, that maybe portrays it like it's okay, that maybe makes you think, oh, you know, they're just some innocent kids, haha. Next thing you know, the weirdo down the street. I can't agree with it. I don't care what anyone says. I think that this is a horrible thing to be depicting. I don't think that this is normal. It should never be normalized. And I think that people who do want to normalize this or think that this is okay need to take a look in the mirror because it's pretty messed up. And you gotta think, right? Like, if this was an adult film with like adult characters, it wouldn't really get an eye batted at it because it would be more appropriate. But then when you're talking about children in this role, that's a lot different. When it comes down to it, man, when this releases, I definitely expect there to be a bigger controversy. I mean, I don't think parents are going to be cool with this being on Netflix. I don't think people in general are going to be cool with it. I'm pretty much expecting people to be mad. I mean, people are already getting mad, like the people who know about it, people who've seen it on like Twitter or social media. They are already getting pretty upset because it's weird, right? But I 100% fully expect for within like the next, I don't know, it releases in a few weeks. So within that time period, man, I'm expecting there to be some very adverse reactions from the community. Honestly, I don't even watch Netflix anymore, so it just, I don't know. I don't know if this is like something that's been going on over there recently where they're just putting out weird things like these originals. They're putting out weird shit. Dude, I might just up and cancel Netflix for real. I mean, I don't watch it, and then with stuff like this, dude, I don't want to support that. Honestly, I prefer Hulu anyway. More of my favorite shows are over there. And if I'm not watching that, I also just watch YouTube. So, I mean, at this point, dude, like Netflix, I think they're with these originals, they're trying to put out shit that they think people are going to watch. This has only one target demographic, right? There's only one group of people who will watch this, and they're not good people. They're not acceptable, you know? So it just, I can't think of what Netflix possibly saw in this that would make it like a good thing to put out or like okay to put out. But I don't know. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, not watching this, and signing out.